3 people have died in Jamaica as the island braces itself for the imminent arrival of Hurricane Melissa. The storm could be the strongest to ever hit the Caribbean island. Well, these are live images from the capital, Kingston. They show that we can already see heavy rain and strong winds on the city. Well, it's a Category 5 storm, and if it makes a direct hit on Jamaica, it would be the first time that this has happened in more than 35 years. The island could experience winds of 170 miles an hour, with meteorologists warning that because of Melissa's slow pace, it could dump a metre of rain in the coming days, which could increase the risk of deadly floods and landslides. Well, let's show you these live satellite images which are tracking the path of the storm. Well, 4 people have also been killed by the storm in the nearby Dominican Republic as well as Haiti, and warnings are also in place the islands of Cuba and the Bahamas. Well, our reporter Nick Davis is in Kingston. He sent us an update on the conditions there in the last hour.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just very strong gusts which are starting to come through. Every once in a while, I mean, actually to the point where I had to grab onto a pole just for a second, just for a moment. I don't want to overdo it, but if we get more of that, which is what we're expecting throughout the course of the day, these tropical storm winds coming into areas like Kingston, I can only imagine what it's going to be like further along the southwest, where that storm, Melissa, is expected to make landfall.
Well, we've received images from the US Air Force Reserve crew known as the Hurricane Hunters flying through the eye of Hurricane Melissa on Monday to collect data for the National Hurricane Center. Well, with wind speeds of up to 282 kilometres an hour, the Category 5 hurricane is, as we've been saying, the world's strongest storm of the year. Bob Larson is a senior meteorologist at AccuWeather. He said the storm could bring strong winds of up to 170 miles an hour. He says it's as strong as a storm gets.
Well, in addition to being a dangerous and very powerful Category 5 hurricane, Melissa is remarkable in the sense that it is moving so very slowly. How slowly? 3 miles per hour, essentially a walking pace. Typically, hurricanes, tropical systems moving through the Caribbean will be moving 5, maybe 10 times faster than that. So as devastating as the rain and wind will become as it comes through, it is going to be a prolonged period of intense rain and wind, which will unfortunately magnify the amplitude of the danger that lies ahead and the just terrible impacts. We're very concerned about a humanitarian crisis in the wake of this very slow-moving, very powerful and dangerous hurricane.
Well, I'm joined now by Dr. Beverly Lindsay, OBE. She's the chair of the Association of Jamaican Nationals here in the UK. Good to talk to you, Beverly. Obviously, a really worrying time for all your family and friends in Jamaica. Just tell us about what you're hearing from your family and friends in Jamaica at the moment.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, I have, matter of fact, I've been speaking to my cousin for the last couple of hours in Jamaica, who lives in Kingston. At the moment, you know, they're just sitting tight. It has not, they have had a bit of rain and a little bit of wind in Kingston, but it has not really, it's not really in force yet in Kingston. We are quite worried about the people on the southern side because, you know, last year Beryl hit that area very badly. And, you know, some of them have not even recovered yet. And you know, so we are quite concerned about those people. And from the eastern side, St. Thomas, it doesn't seem to be hitting that side very much. But at the moment, people are sitting tight. It's really, the force has not really hit Jamaica yet.
Indeed. Do you think that there's enough being done to prepare people for what could be one of the worst storms in living memory in Jamaica?
Yes, I believe the government have done as much as they could. People speaking from my cousin and other people in Jamaica, they are very well prepared. The government had people preparing for some days now. As she puts it this morning, they have never been better prepared. You know, when Gilbert, people weren't as prepared as they are now. And people are really listening to the government's warning and they're heeding to that. You know, people have barricaded their houses and sandbags, and others who think they're more vulnerable, they have moved into shelters. So yes, the supermarket, they have shopped, You know, my cousin told me this morning she charged up 3 phones because, you know, if one goes, then she can just exchange the SIM. So people are ready. They have the solar lights, they had flashlights, they're more prepared than ever, I was told.
And what are you doing over here in the UK in anticipation of what could be, as we heard just then from that person from AccuWeather, a humanitarian disaster? Are you preparing to send supplies, or you know, what kind of support are you trying to get together in the eventuality of the worst?
To be honest, we have not started yet because we are waiting. You know, the commissioner sent out a message yesterday that, you know, we just need to be prepared, hold tight until they have further news from the Office of the Prime Minister and the Disaster Fund Committee in Jamaica to know exactly what aid will be needed. But in the meantime, we've, you know, I sent out a message to my members and other church leaders and community leaders yesterday. So we must, you know, begin to prepare and plan if aid, help is needed and action is needed if the worst occurs. So we are on standby as it is at the moment.
OK, Beverly Lindsay, thank you very much. Of course, we are hoping that the worst does not actually hit the island. And we're all, of course, hoping that no one is seriously affected by this. But I should say that the Foreign Office here in the UK has established a crisis centre to assist British nationals in the Caribbean. It's understood that the Foreign Secretary will send a private update to MPs this morning on what measures the UK government is undertaking. The Foreign Secretary will then answer regular questions in the House of Commons this morning. But it's likely that she will address what is being done to locate and assist UK nationals in Jamaica. Of course, there is a huge British community in Jamaica and a big diaspora community as well, of course, here in the UK and around the world. And of course, we're hearing from Beverly a little bit about the support they are preparing in case of the worst.